Power 106, Brown Bag Mornings. Buenos dias. Good morning to you. Hey, we have a legend up in here.
Yeah.
Jeezy's here.
What up, Joe? What up, Joe?
Is it weird when people call you Young Jeezy or Jeezy? Because I feel like I got to know you as Young Jeezy and it just doesn't leave my brain.
I still feel young, though. So, it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I feel younger than ever.
That part.
And I can't get over, when people see me out, Akon and Young Jeezy. I guess that's why they call me the snowman. We get a little best of both worlds.
That part. That part.
Yeah.
Jeezy, hailing from Atlanta, there's this new trend that I wanted to see what your take was on, because you're an OG with it. ATL, when someone says, I'm so ATL,
Right.
one would assume it means I'm so Atlanta, right?
Right.
So now the kids have taken it over, similar to how AI was like Allen Iverson to us, and then it turned into artificial intelligence, right?
Right.
So ATL now means I'm so about that life.
Oh, okay, I never knew that.
Right?
Yeah.
You put me on the game.
Do you get, does it get Jeezy's approval, the new, name for the ATL?
I mean, Young Jeezy was definitely about that life. So.
Makes sense.
It makes sense to me.
It goes both ways.
Right.
Double entendre.
It makes sense to me.
All right, we got this new album coming out on your birthday.
Yes,
Yeah.
Still Snowing.
Hey.
Shout out to DJ Drama. You guys are going to love this album, though. The West Coast is going to love this stuff.
Yes.
I guarantee
Really?
I'm
I
excited
can guarantee
already.
you that. Oh, yeah, y'all going to love this.
There's just something about you, Jeezy, that every dude on the West Coast, it's like self-identifies.
Right.
You're their spirit animal.
Yeah. Right.
I guess even just for me growing up and listening, just that, again, that thug motivation is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then you get shout outs from Kendrick on Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, which was crazy. Shout out to K-Dot.
You clearly have helped create one of the best West Coast albums with YG My Crazy Life,
Wow, yeah.
So that, I guess that influence is here.
Yeah.
Do you have that connection with the West Side?
For sure. Tupac was my therapist before I know I needed a therapist. He's like my life coach. You know what I'm saying? I never met him, by the way. I'm saying through his music.
Yeah.
And I grew up on the whole Dr. Dre, NWA, just really everything West Coast, because at the time that's all the music we really understood, and it had to do with the way of our life as well.
Right.
And I always had a connection because I knew people from the West Coast that came to Georgia and set up shop, and we just kind of always took that way. So I've been wearing Chuck Taylors a long time, is what I'm saying.
And the Dickie suits, right?
I've been wearing Dickie suits a long time.
That part. Hey, and it doesn't feel like you're wearing a costume or nothing.
Right,
it just fits right.
Right.
You could walk in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Were you aware, in real time as it was happening? Because, 05, I was, in middle school, going to high school, probably.
There you
and
go.
you
Just
were...
age me like that, girl.
I know.
I'm being honest.
You're forever young, bro. You're forever Young Jeezy. Come on.
It's all good.
And you were just blowing up, but kind of like Letty said, you were one of the biggest things in the world. Everybody in my middle school got in trouble for wearing the snowman t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that was going on in real time, or did somebody put you up on game bro, you are huge out here?
It was surreal though. I mean, because once the C, I was like, man, how CNN know little old me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the snowman came from what they was calling me around the way, and then I got the snowman chain, and I kind of just took it on.
Iconic.
And it was Tip that called me, T.I. called me. He's like, yo, this is brilliant marketing. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, the snowman. I was like, yo, that's me. He's like, it's marketing. I was like, oh, really? Tell me about that. So when he started to tell me, I started to pay attention, because at first to me it was just who I was becoming. I wanted to have something that was bigger than me, and that was the snowman symbol. And I knew it was real when we put it on T-shirts to promote the first album, and right around that time I used to be moving around Atlanta, and I was getting off an exit, and I saw a homeless guy with a snowman shirt on. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? And I just started to see real people just wearing it, and it got real to me when I was in New York doing some press. And I went to Harlem, and every store in Harlem had snowman T-shirts.
Real or knockoffs, right?
No, it was definitely knockoffs.
Oh, but it's they wanted it so bad.
AK-47s and bandanas. I was like, well, that ain't the snowman that
that you put up.
Right, but it was love. I knew it was real then, though, because this is New York. New York is big on fashion.
Of course.
So it was to see people from the East Coast actually wearing snowman shirts was a real deal.
How did it feel now? I feel like it happens more often, but that snowman shirt was one of the first shirts that schools are like, all right, we gotta stop.
You were dress code, bro.
Because I ain't never seen nobody ban Frosty one time. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen Frosty get banned. You know what I'm saying? So it's clear to see, people were connecting it with what it was, but it was shout out to my great friend Samuel Jackson. Samuel told me, like, you know, that you represent the people that are demonized, and this is what they see in this symbol, meaning like they don't want you to uplift these people that you're representing.
Wow.
And I didn't understand what that meant at first, but as I went on, I started to understand, like, okay, this is real. You know, you think about it, it's like, you know, I tell people all the time, you know, I know you love, you know, hanging out with Bruce Wayne, but now I got to go be Batman. You know what I'm saying? I know you love hanging out with Jeezy, but now I got to go be Snowman.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know, Jeezy, as you're talking, I love how much you're able to soak up game from different people. Like how T.I. was telling you, okay, tell me about marketing. I know I'm doing this,
right?
But tell me what that means.
Right.
And I go to a story that you told about your deal with Avion Tequila.
Yes.
And how a conversation with Nipsey
absolutely
changed your mind from just getting some bread to maybe like push it and be maybe like an ambassador of sorts. I'm not too sure on that, but then he talked to you like, nah, you equity, bro.
Right.
And that you flipped that into like when it sold for millions.
Yeah.
Talk to me, I guess, about that.
I did okay.
Yeah. And that's just one venture.
I kind of had to, you know, go back and forth. Do I want to do albums again, or do I just want to go buy me a house?
But now you can do it for fun.
A house in Malibu and just chill.
Yeah.
No, it was, you know, the thing was, like, you know, and rest in peace to the great, like, Nipsey was a very special person. Yeah. Like, and we always talked about, which was weird, is like we always talked about everything but music. You know what I'm saying? And we just had these conversations about like books and stuff, and what we was reading, what we was doing. Nipsey was the first one that told me about Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't. I was just like, I was like, tell me about that. And he was talking. I was like, nah, I would never do that. That sounds too volatile. You know what I'm saying? And then we just started talking about business. And I was telling him, I was like, yo, I'm a do this, you know, this deal or whatever. He was like, yeah. And we just kind of was talking through it. And he was like, yeah, you know, I've been a ambassador, you know what I'm saying? But if it was me, I would ask for equity. I said, you know, I thought about that. I said, let's talk about equity. And we just was going back and forth. Of course, I knew what equity was, but the way he was explaining it to me, and I had the meeting the next day. So when I went in, shout out to my mentor, Ken Austin, who's the owner of Avion, the actual CEO. When I went in the meeting, he had this check for me for ambassador, and I was like, nah, I think I don't want that. I was like, actually, I want some equity. And he gave me this look. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I want equity. And I said, when are you going to sell? He said, in 5 years. I said, well, don't pay me nothing until then, and this is the number I need. And I wrote it down. And we built it up, sold over millions and millions of cases. Yeah. And then we sold it to Pernod Ricard. So shout out to Pernod Ricard for coming in and, you know, cutting that check. Yeah.
Pleasure doing business with you.
And shout out to my brother Nipsey. And that's what we got to do as individuals, is like pour into each other. Because it was on my mind, but what he did is gave me the confidence to know, like, nah, go in there and just, because at first I was like, yo, man, they already got it. It's going. All I got to do is sell some cases. He's like, nah, man. And I went in there and asked for equity, and that's what happened.
I love that, Jeezy. Smart. And even understanding like the relationship with books. You know, at one point I had left radio and I didn't really know what I was going to do. I felt undervalued, all of that. And Nip was the one that recommended me. 22 Immutable Laws of Branding and Marketing.
That's what's up.
And then I read it. I get to creating my own podcast with my friends, and then we turn being an employee of a radio station to being a partner of a radio station when we came over to Power 106. Yeah. And so all praise due to Nip.
Yep, man, the great.
Do you think he would have been happy for you on your book?
Because, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
1000%. Like, you know, and the thing was, the conversations that we had made me know that I wasn't on the wrong page, the wrong route, because it was, you know, you can't really, you know, we come from where we come from, like, and when we used to talk about books, I would watch people walk off.
I'm out.
Here we go again.
You know what I mean? It's just like, you know what I mean? But, you know, we felt comfortable enough to share that with each other, right? And that was like our thing. Like, he would send me pictures of books he read, and I'd send him some, you know, just different pages of whatever I was reading or whatever, and that's how we connected.
Amazing.
And it made us, you know, it just gave us this own world that we was in, and like, I bet you ain't read this, and I'm like, yeah, actually I have. And we kind of talked through the books or whatever. But at the same time, when I went to Nip's funeral, I saw personally just all these people he touched in one way or another. It reminded me of one time when I went to Jamaica, and we love Jamaica, by the way. And I went to 7 Mile, which is where Bob Marley was from, and it's up in the mountains. Yeah. And when I got there, you know, when you hear Jamaica Bob Marley music, you love it.
Yeah.
It's cool. But once you get there and realize this is the culture of the people and this is how they live for real, and then you start to hear the stories about how Bob protected this person when they got into a fight, or how Bob gave somebody a ride to school. Now they're talking about Bob. I'm like, Bob who?
The spirit is there through the whole area.
And so he was actually helping people. And what I saw when I attended Nip's funeral was all the people that he truly helped. Everybody had a story about something he did that was that he took the time to do for somebody else other than himself. So shout out to the great man.
Oh, that's amazing. Jeezy, can we keep you here on the West Coast? Can you just be ours?
Listen,
come on, like
the cost of living is high out here.
You're right.
We can figure something out.
Jeezy, you've always been like super open in your music. One of my favorite songs from you was "Dreamin'," because it was like very introspective. You talk about your mom's sobriety, you talk about your best friend, and all this stuff. Like, what made you be comfortable enough to be that vulnerable?
Man, vulnerability is power to a certain extent, as long as you're not using it for sympathy to do other things. But to me, that's how I connected with the people that connected with me, is through our pain and what we went through. Because Dreaming was really an aspirational record. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it talked about the depths of the pain and where you went and the trauma and all these things. And I think that if you can package it up in a cool way, then people will listen to it and receive it. But it's like when you go, above and beyond, and which is why, not judging anyone, I'm concerned when I see this younger generation run straight to social media when they're going through things, because you got to go and connect with people who actually care, and that's the people that was riding with me, that I was sharing my pain with. It wasn't for everybody, it was for the people who understood my pain. So when you run into this social media, you got to know that maybe 1% of the people on there really care about you, and the rest are like, oh, he crazy.
And they'll tell you, and they'll make you feel like you are in the comment section. I'm sure that can be more detrimental than good.
And that's where the judgment is at. But what made me comfortable with that is that I knew for a fact that there were other people out there actually going through what I was going through. And they can feel this. You know what I'm saying?
I want to talk about Soul Survivor, because we met Akon. We're like a little baby show, but like one of the guys, bruh, I wish we got warned about how Akon was.
We had no idea.
But
Akon he's a good dude, man.
A great dude.
He's funny as hell.
He is.
But he was like, a man is a lion, and he needs 7 wives.
He's a lionesses. And
You met the Muslim Akon. You met the Muslim.
The creation of Soul Survivor, I guess at that point, how did you guys meet up? Was it a label thing, or how did that collaboration
I'll
come together?
tell you 2 things. I'll tell you the first thing, because I was just as confused as you were. So, Akon's been my guy for like 20 years, and every time I would hang out with him, he'd be like, yeah, this is my wife. I was like, this ain't the woman I met last time. Did you get it?
What you mean?
He's like, no, this is my wife number 3. I'm like, hold on, what's going on?
You can do that?
Lion, Jeezy, you gotta be a lion.
This is a jungle.
Maybe I'm a cheetah, I don't know. Or a jaguar, bro. Sounds expensive to me.
Exactly.
But no, I met Khan through just being in the street. So Akon and his brother Boo, which they look just alike.
Super twins.
We all kind of ran through Atlanta together, and they were doing music, we was doing music.
Amazing.
And he had Locked Up at the time, the song Locked Up. And that's all I knew about him, really, other than that. And it actually was like 4 of them. It's 3 brothers, and 4 brothers that I know of. And we all were cool. And one day, Boo came to the studio and said, yo, Khan sent these songs over here for you because he heard you working on your album. I'm like, all right, cool. So I run outside, I'm in the studio, I got no shoes on because I'm grinding. And I go run to his car, we talk a little bit. And I was like, I'm going to the club tonight. He's like, I'm going to pull up. Boom, he give me the CD. I go in, I press play. I go through the first 5 songs. I get to the 6th song, it's Soul Survivor. I put a verse down. God rest his soul, Shakir Stewart walks in, who was my A&R from Def Jam at the time. And he's like, yo, what the hell is this? And I was like, Khan just brought me this record. And he was like, yo, this is crazy. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm still in Trap or Die. Like, I'm not there. So I do a verse, we go to the club, we hang out, we come back, boom, we in the studio. I tell my engineer to pull up another song. Shakir goes to the board and tell my engineer, no, pull the song up that he was working on. So he convinced me to do another verse. I did another verse. I didn't think nothing else about it. And in my mind, I'm telling myself, I can't put that on my album because it's too commercial.
It doesn't fit right now what I'm doing.
Boom. Fast forward about a couple months later, the album's getting ready to come out. It's about a month before the album comes out, and the intern that works at the studio was trying to get his beats on the album, and I didn't take any of his beats. So he then leaks the whole album.
Wait, how did you find out that he even did that?
Because one of his beats was on the
Oh my God. Wow. I'm going to be on this album one way or another.
Wow. I will tell you this, he won't leak another album. I'll
That
tell you
part,
that.
good.
He learned his lesson.
Good.
But he did me a favor.
Right.
Because, you know, anybody knows that do what I do, the biggest anxiety comes when it's time to pick a single. And this is my first album. So now you got to pick a record. I had been doing it with mixtapes, so I didn't have to pick anything. I just put a bunch of records on a mixtape, put it out. People love
People
what
tell
they
you
love.
what they love. Yeah.
Keep going.
What's up?
So now there's this big bootleg ring in Atlanta. Everybody knows about it, where all the African guys were selling all the music. Shout outs to them. And I mean, like, this was like a ring.
I bet.
Like,
yeah.
it was a
would it be
$1
like if you go to the swamp meet and they have like all
Exactly.
the gotcha.
Exactly.
I'm with you. I'm here.
So what they was doing was spreading it all across the world, and we had no way. So what we did was I got all these vans. I had all my homies from the hood, and we was running up in these bootleggers like you know, like Navy SEAL 6. You know what I'm saying? Laying everything down. Like, yo, you gonna stop selling my music? But
and was this before your album dropped?
Yeah.
So you couldn't even. They're already selling the new Jeezy album.
Before it was a month before. And then my man said, yo, we can't stop this. And then one day I was just sitting there and I was like, damn, we can't. But by that time, like, people had already heard the music. So I'm thinking, I'm coming out of the streets. I'm like, am I gonna be able to sell any records? So the album actually comes out. I sell 200,000 the first week, 200,000 the second week, 190,000 the third week, back to 200,000. I'm sitting there, I'm going like, it's gonna be platinum in a minute. Now, mind you, I'm hoping I just sell 10 CDs, right?
Yeah.
And the craziest thing happened. The world picked Soul Survivor, so I had to pick anything. And I wasn't gonna even put Soul Survivor on the album. Yeah, so it was already out and it was on it. And I knew it was real when I sat down with Def Jam. I was like, yeah, I'm about to shoot this Trap or Die video. And it was like, yeah, go shoot your little Trap or Die. We're shooting this Soul Survivor video. And here's the budget. And I'm just like, okay. Call Khan. We shot the video. Brooklyn. It was crazy. Everybody came out, from Jay-Z to Dipset to, I mean, it was so much love in Brooklyn. It was unreal. And you know, long story short, you know, shout out to Akon, because that record changed my life.
Whole
like, that
trajectory,
record, because I used to walk through the airport and nobody be like, you know, whatever. When that song came out, I could literally be walking to the airport, somebody be like, Akon and Young Jeezy.
Was he happy for you too? Like, knowing, like, both of you knowing each other from before, and like, this success is not to be, I guess, not to be spoken like anything more than a celebration, because a lot of people don't make it to that. You know what I'm saying?
And the craziest thing is, like, you know, back then it was a great song. Today is my way. Like, I really truly feel like I am a soul survivor. Like, I wasn't that when I wrote that record. You know what I'm saying? But now, as I sit back, I'm like, yeah, that was the song for me.
You see what it truly means.
Yeah.
That means,
shout out to Akon.
That means it's time for a part 2.
Ooh, there it is.
I believe it's going viral right now again on TikTok.
Yeah,
right?
which is very interesting, because just like my daughter called me, she's like, Dad, you're finally famous. You're on TikTok. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Took a while.
Right.
Get to it.
You know, 20 million records later, I guess it worked. But yeah, I mean, you know, it was organic, because TikTok was something, you know, I came from a different era. You know what I'm saying? So it was almost like, you know, I was a little skeptical of Instagram at first. You know, like, why would I put up pictures of me and let people know where I am? This sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Because you a G and you understand.
Like, you going live, I don't think that's smart. You know what I'm saying? You know, for it to happen organically 20 years later, as I'm out on the road, celebrating 20 years of Thug Motivation, which is my first album with a live orchestra.
Come on.
Shout out to Derek Hodges, Adam Blackstone, DJ Drama, DJ Ace, and the Color of Noise Orchestra. As we're out and we're doing this tour, this record is #1 on TikTok 20 years later.
Testament, man.
Yeah, so it shows you all about timing. You know, it shows you if you stay solid and you keep your integrity and you stay on your path and your purpose, that it all come back around. Because in the beginning, they was trying to convince me to go to TikTok. I'm not going to no grocery store doing no dances.
No.
I'm not
Get ready with me. I'm sorry.
You know, I'm sorry. I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying?
You could be if you wanted to be.
No, I don't think I could do that.
You could be like.
Have you tried?
Right.
I'm like, have you tried dancing for TikTok?
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
Jeezy, before we get, I want to talk about the orchestra because even the live album sounds incredible, and that's
Thank you
really
so much.
hard for artists to do, to even just create a live album, period.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen very few and far between. It's such a special project to put out. It's live vocals, raw, everything that you see going on stage. I want to talk about that.
Okay.
But you mentioned right now that when you got the call from Bo, you were outside hustling and with no shoes on.
Yeah, I was in the studio with no shoes. That was my thing. When I
So
go
what
in
does
the
that mean?
So that means that I was very comfortable because if you ain't got no shoes on, that means you good.
Okay.
And that mean I was like really locked in, and I was really like dialed in to finish this project. Like I was, because I went through so much. I lost my voice right before this project came out. When I mixed it, I had to mix it with me writing down the instructions for the engineer because I tore my vocal cords.
You couldn't say it.
Yeah. And I had to have surgery, so we didn't even know if I was going to be able to talk again.
What?
Yeah. So the whole time this was going on, like we didn't even know if I was going to be able to talk again.
That would have been a crazy story.
And I tell people all the time, like I had insurance on my Lamborghini, but I didn't even have insurance on me at the time. So I couldn't even, I had to pay for my surgery out of a brown bag. Like y'all said.
I hope you know I'm clipping that and using it neutral.
Shout out to Coach K. He had to go in there and count it out for me, and I literally paid over the counter for my surgery with a brown bag.
Wow.
Do you think your voice ever went back to the same, or do you see a difference in?
It cleaned up a little bit because my voice was always like really raspy, and like especially at this time of the morning, it would take me like 2 hours for it to warm up. And so all the girls that used to laugh at me when I was in middle school, who's laughing now? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we back at it. But to go back to your question about the live show, it was very it was very meaningful for me to get this done because it was twofold. It was definitely I wanted to elevate my culture and just people in general because I wanted them to put on suits, black ties, evening gowns and come celebrate 20 years of Thug Motivation, but also celebrate 20 years of them, right? And then there was the other fold of showing the next generation that you don't have to stay in this box and be this person that you came out of the box as for people still to accept you because you can give yourself permission to evolve. And that was something I dealt with because I did, I was a Dickie suit guy, like literally. What I mean? But it was just like, I want to put on the tux.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? I want to feel like I look. And I want to go out here and I want to do something that's different for culture. And it worked out that way. And I was able to record this live album, which was a part of the actual tour. So we went on a 23-city tour, sold out every show. Shout out to every city. And everybody was just like, yo, Jeezy don't rock with the West Coast. And I'm like, hold on. That's not true. And what I did was I wanted to take it around the West Coast. But what I realized is that it's a little more spread out than the East Coast and the Midwest. So to move that many people is very difficult. So I go, okay, let me go set up in Las Vegas.
Come on.
Let me take it up to a 101-piece orchestra. And let me have all my people from the West Coast come to Las Vegas and celebrate 20 years of Thug Motivation with me. So anybody out there, the dates are October 31st, November 1st, December 19th, and December 21st. And it's all going down at the Planet Hollywood.
JeezyOfficial.com to get your tickets. All right, the pre-sale already hit. Now it's open for us all to buy out the tickets, and they're going fast. It's just a few spot dates, but I love this. This is so beautiful. Like when you talk about like, I want people to dress up in their finest, and like because this should be a luxurious experience. You know, everything you've done and to be able to get here, you deserve that.
It's your celebration. I'm just the guest of honor. It's your party.
Wow.
It's your party. I'm just showing up.
I'm gonna show up in a tux with no shoes on. Be like, hey, I feel like home right here.
Locked in. You have to wear Air Forces.
But just wear some socks in case you gotta go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? But then also, just bringing it back full circle, releasing this project with DJ Drama, who's actually on the tour with me.
Oh, nice.
It's dropping on my birthday, which is a special day for me. That's September 28th. It's dropping at 1:01 p.m. Eastern Time.
Look at him. Look at him, numerology king. I know.
And it's called Still Snowing. Very special to me. And I know the West Coast gonna love. Nip gonna love this though for sure.
Is there gonna be like a R.I.P. part 2? R.I.P.
Not on this one.
Oh, that one was super tame.
That was
crazy.
West Coast.
Actually, we got to talk about that next time I come back. Shout out to YG. I gave YG RIP 5 times. He gave it back.
What?
Do you think he couldn't do anything with it? Because sometimes it's like this might be too.
That was a banger.
Yes.
I wrote it for him.
Wait. So you said, and he's like, here.
I wrote it for YG. I wrote it in Miami and gave it to him. He gave it back to me 5 times.
What?
Wow.
But how, like, through text? Like, here, bro.
Yeah, he kept saying like, I don't think. And I sat there one day and listened to it in the studio, and I picked up my phone and called 2 Chainz. Was like, Chainz, I got this record. I sent it to Chainz. He's like, oh, this is crazy. Sent it to 2 Chainz. He put his verse on it. We put it out. YG calls me, yo.
Oh my God! Like, nah, bro. Yeah, you hot potatoed this.
Right.
You gave it right back to me. I'll make it hot. Hey,
yeah.
Jeezy, we gotta wrap this. But before we do,
okay.
You said the West was gonna love it, and clearly you see this room full of little brown beans.
Yeah.
We want to know how good your Spanish is. Like, if you could rate your Spanish.
Un poquito.
Oh, that's good. So we have this game that tests our Spanish, and don't worry if you're not good. A lot of us are not good either.
I got my translator. She got me.
Yeah, she's great. She's actually like a professional Spanish speaker. Over here, not so much. Over here, not so
really?
much.
I'm terrible.
Oh, super bad. We call him a coconut. Brown on the outside, white on the inside. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Jeezy, who do you want to go against? Because we over here, we can get through. We can order tacos.
Yeah.
I want to go against the guy that can't speak Spanish.
You're going against Greg. All right. First to 3 points. Super easy.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a word.
Take my shoes off. Hold on. I'm locking
Get
it.
comfortable.
I'm gonna give you. Do you want a word in Spanish that you translate to English, or the other way around? I give it to you in English. You tell me what it is in Spanish.
Oh no! Give it to me in Spanish. Let me translate it in English.
Perfect.
Where's my phone? I need my AI.
No. Number one, Jeezy. Reloj.
Oh my God! What is it? It sounds sexy.
You have one.
Oh, that's terrible.
You have one.
Yeah, you have one on it.
Reloj.
I have one.
Reloj.
Watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who told you?
Huh?
Jeezy.
It wasn't him.
Okay. All right.
I didn't know what that was. I was like,
Greg, are you ready?
wait, the same thing, Spanish.
No, I'm gonna tell you in English when you tell me what it means in Spanish.
Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
Entrepreneur.
Entropal. I don't know.
No. It's emprendedor.
I'm not gonna know that. I'm terrible.
All right, back to you, Jeezy. You got 1 point. You're up.
Yeah. That's it. Game over. We won.
Spanish to English, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna say dinero.
Money. I know that in 50 languages. I know that in every language.
Greg, invoice. Say it in Spanish.
And I don't know. Entrada.
Oh, your uncles are gonna be.
It's all bad at Factura, brother. Get the factura. All right.
I like it.
Jeezy, right here.
Okay,
All right.
focus.
This is so you. This is you. Okay, just think about it. Nieve.
Oh, I know this.
You
one.
got this, Jeezy.
I know this one.
Think about your new album. Nieve. Not nueve. Nieve. Nueve is a whole other word.
Oh, let me think about it.
Your album.
Like
Snow.
Yes! It's snow!
That's an ice cream.
It's still snowing. September the 28th, baby. It's going down. And listen, this is, and I mean this wholeheartedly, Vegas. Vegas is for the West Coast. I did this for you all because I appreciate the love. I appreciate all the love you showed me over the years, and I wanted to set up somewhere special so that I can do somewhere great.
Come on.
Don't be afraid to jump on the plane, come out and hang out with your boy. It's going to be something that you'll never forget. A 101-piece orchestra for the West Coast. That's how you do that.
Wow.
Yep.
September 28th, still snowing. DJ Drama, Big Snow on all streaming platforms. Make sure you grab that.
Yes, GZOfficial.com for the tickets. It's going down at Planet Hollywood October 31st. Are you dressing up that day?
Yeah.
I can't wait. That's
I'm going for it.
Let's go. It's Halloween. Let's get to it. Keep it here. It's Power 106 Brown Bag Mornings. Give it up for GZ.
Yes.